How do they can make main tank more fun to play? So I talk about tanks. I believe there's a blog post I did about tanks. And tanks... First of all, let's look at tanks in other games. Or strength heroes in MOBAs. Let's talk about Dota 2, because I know Dota 2. The tanks in that game, while they do lower damage, most of them do lower damage compared to every other hero in the game. And they don't do a lot of magic damage. What they usually offer is control. And the reason for that is if a tank does no damage and does no control, you ignore them. So the idea is there's this beefy hero that doesn't do a lot of damage. You don't really want to attack him because it kind of seems worthless, but if you don't, then every couple seconds you're getting stunned or controlled or pushed back, something like that. So then you come over to Overwatch and you're like, well, it's a first-person shooter, so they need to do damage. But if they do too little damage, they feel helpless. So alright, so now they do the same amount of damage as supports, but sometimes even more damage than DPS heroes. So they feel fun. But now they're a tank, so they need hit points to survive burst damage. Okay, so high damage, high health. But since they have to tank against an entire team, their defensive abilities have to work against 6 players. Alright, so how does that happen with one-on-ones? And you're like, oh man, now this is a shitty space. Oh, good shoot. So that's the problem with tanks and why they can't feel good. Like, they feel too strong, but then they don't feel too strong, they just feel absolutely shitty. Good. A couple shots by us. The Widow was back in the staircase, so the ricochets were at a very high chance of hitting her. So the thing that makes Reinhardt so fun to play is when he's beating people's ass, he feels great. And what makes him feel good to play against is that when he's not using a shield, he has melee range, like he can't hurt everyone. But when he does use his shield, he can't hurt anyone, right? There's like this duality where it's like, you can't do both at the same time. Now, Orisa can, and I think that's actually one of the reasons why she feels so stupid to play. Because you're like, oh, I do 100% DPS while my shield is up or down, and I don't have to do anything for a shield. Like, there's no downtime, there's nothing. So I just keep throwing down the shield and I keep on shooting. And at first you're like, great, we found a medium point with Reinhardt. We have a tank hero that can use the shield and shoot. But then you're like, oh, but now all I do is shoot and shield, and it feels kind of shitty. They felt confident with Zen moving or using his ult. So what do? They group up. What does Zen not protect against? First damage. That Widow go. She didn't die. wide flank won't work. Yeah, no, it's way too wide of a flank. Ryan's to tank what Mercy is to support. Kinda, sorta. I think Junkrat's gonna be right up here. He missed his jump. Bit of a waste of an ult. Barely. I think they got that, yep. Oh, our Lucio's pushing the cart. Lucio died. Alright then, Lucio. Ryan is one of the most balanced heroes, IMO.
Score 3-0. Switching sides.
I think, as far as Overwatch in general, I think he's balanced, but I think he is one of the best tanks. The longer range tank was a mistake. They'll never have a long range tank. The longest range tank can affect 20 meters. Essentially, tanks will never go past 20 meters. Right? What is Hook? Hook's 20 meters. Sigma's shots are 20 meters. Zarya's beam is 20 meters. Like, 20 meters is basically where tanks lose a lot of effectivity. Tanks generally too strong. Again, I talked about it in the blog post, like, they have to be. Ryan doesn't need to be balanced because he feels good to play and play against. That has nothing to do with the balance game. When we talk about balance, we don't care about fun. Ryan does need to be a little bit weaker to be comparable against the other tanks, I would say.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
I'm not saying take him out of the game with nerfs, but he does need to be a little bit weaker. There should be no de facto best hero at anything. Yeah, mine fight 3. We gotta save up some concussive mines.
loss. Stop the payload.
Oh, good shot. Starting to think us. Interesting trade. They lost their diva. They still got that good tracer. That's a shitty way to lose an ult. Put that there in case of a flank. Tire should have burnt. Okay.
That's a fine. How do you do?
God damn it. I know it's not his fault. Okay, I was right. I heard the dynamite being thrown and I got out of the way. I saw the warning. I thought I was on the other side of the Rhine shield. Diva's demacked, Diva's dead. Barbarino in the back. Use the coach gun to get up a little higher, right? Bam! That would have been sweet as hell if I actually could break those.
This is not your
Yep.
60 seconds.
Alright, we're gonna get all sneaky here. Cool. The flank, we actually we split a couple of them apart from each other. I heard Ash use her coach gun. She's probably somewhere high ground. We're trying to approach the high ground. Booyah! At this point, maybe a personal preference. It's not bad to play, but I don't really get the style of playing Ryan.
Of the game.
I'm not saying Ryan like is too strong or he's OP, but I think he has the best tank, kind of by